A natural med isn't just a substance you take. It is a lifestyle that one lives to amplify their health. We don't always choose how long we will be on this planet, but we can take action on the quality of life that we wish to enjoy.
The Natural Med podcast interviews different professionals and experts who look at improving the quality of health so they can live a more fulfilling life. Whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, or spiritually, we discover the secrets to their own journey and the small steps individuals can take on a daily basis to improve the quality of their life. Come with me as we travel, research, and discover how we can make incremental changes on a daily basis to live a more fulfilled and balanced life. You like secrets, don't you?
Easy. This is a family podcast.
So I guess since this is the first episode, we're going to be interviewing you.
Of course. I know y'all have lots of questions for me. Lots.
Well, I mean, the first question we would have, or I'm sure our listeners and viewers would have, is who are you? Would you take some time to tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we should introduce all of ourselves, right? Because this is the first podcast.
No, just you.
You're the talent.
Just me?
Just you,
Oh.
yeah.
You're the star here.
All right. So my name is Nicole, and I have been a nurse for 12 years now. Background of emergency and critical care. So fun stuff. I am a wife to a wonderful husband. He is amazing. He is really very amazing. We've been married 18 years now. It'll be 18 years this year. So he's like, I don't know.
Does he know that you're dating this guy?
We have two wonderful teenagers. And about 3 years ago, I opened up a CBD store in Denton, Texas. So, yeah.
That sounds exciting.
I was going to introduce you as my ex-girlfriend, but...
Oh, okay. Ex-girlfriend, now wife.
I mean,
You're so
it
sweet.
makes sense. So,
Go ahead, Nathan. What's your first question there?
all right. Along that same vein, what motivates you to help others enjoy life at the fullest with health and wellness?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So with my background being in nursing, and I worked over 4 years in the ICU, so I really saw, how lack of, I guess, like health and wellness on a daily basis can really, damage your life, whether that be, eating really bad, or just, not keeping your blood pressure under control and it causing like a heart attack or stroke, different things like that. It really made me think about, my own health and my own family's health, and doing things on a daily basis, like eating healthy, making sure, our family is eating plenty of vegetables and eating well-balanced meals, exercising on a daily basis, whether that just be going for a walk or just moving, playing a sport. These are all very important to your health. So, a couple years ago, I was introduced to CBD by a friend. I didn't know much about CBD at the time. I actually thought it was the same as weed or marijuana. And with my nursing background, I was like, there's no way I could take that. Yeah. It would cause a positive drug test. Like, there's no way, nurses can't take that stuff. So I kind of disregarded it for a little bit. But my friend told me more about CBD and the benefits, how it helps with inflammation and pain, doesn't have that many side effects. And so I was like, well, that's interesting. And then she also said, well, certain type of CBDs that you take, like an isolate, it's not going to cause a positive drug test. I was like, really? So I looked into it some more. So in 2016, I was training for the Boston Marathon and stepped off a curb wrong, injured my foot, and so I have osteoarthritis of that foot. and just
See, that's why I don't run.
Yeah.
You know, it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Too
can be very,
dangerous.
very dangerous sometimes, very dangerous. And so I started taking CBD, and I was like, I was very like, this is not going to work. This is like voodoo stuff. Like, there's no way.
That was the best part for me, is because like neither one of us really thought that much about it. We thought it was like an essential oil or something, some like snake oil.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, you know, our friend opened a store in Keller, and I bought this for you. I want you to try it. You know, it may help your foot. And she was like, meh. You know, she just didn't want it. I was like, just take it for 3 days and see if it helps. And
it was like day 5. I woke up and I felt like amazing. Like, I'm 35, y'all, and I felt like I was like 20
She
again.
doesn't look it, folks.
I felt so good. I woke up. I felt like I had gone through an hour yoga session. I was all fresh. My foot felt good. And I was like, what the heck?
But it took several days of taking it every
did.
day. And the first couple of days, she was just like, this isn't working.
Yeah, I was like, this is stupid. I was like, why am I still taking this stuff? But it works so good. I was like, wow, this is really good and so much better for you than taking like a Tylenol or ibuprofen for that pain or inflammation. And I was sold. I was really sold. So I love it. Take it still to this day. So it's awesome.
Well, that is awesome. That's a great story. I love hearing that background and what motivated you to, you know, take that path towards CBD and, you know, hemp products and things like that. And then it caused you, because of your experience, you're able to see the benefit, be able to encourage others to try it. And now you've got a store that, you know, centered here in Denton that helps a lot of people. And a lot of people just, you know, come in, and I get to, you know, tell them, you know, yeah, my boss, you know, she ran the Boston Marathon. But, you know, I tell them your story, and they get so impressed by that and so amazed, one, that they think you're superhuman, but then they look at you, you know, being in the industry, in the medical industry that you are. It's like, wow, if somebody in there is using that, then maybe it'll work for me. And that is true. We do have products that will help every facet of the community. So that was great hearing about that.
One of the exciting things about opening the store is reading all the different reviews and hearing people like how much it's helped them and how much it's changed them. I remember that guy that came in and was about to get the knee surgery, and he was just overjoyed that he you know, he found something that was working for him and relieving the pain. And there's
definitely.
just been a lot of people along the way that have really been affected by what you two do. So I mean, that's the exciting thing about it for me, at least.
And for the viewers and listeners, just so you know, if you're watching and you see two handsome strangers sitting on the corner, we should probably introduce ourselves. I'll let you go first.
I'm Josh. I'm just you know, her
Cabana
husband.
boy and Cabana boy.
pool boy mostly.
Pool boy.
But
Yeah.
And I'm Nathan. I've been here since the beginning, since we opened the store. I'm actually painted a lot of the store. I'm the store manager, so if you come in Lone Star Naturals, then you more often than not get to talk to me, and I'm sorry about that.
Whatever. We love you, Nathan.
I know, so do the customers, and that's okay. I love you too.
Aw.
One of the things you mentioned there is you're living a healthy life, but like for you, what's the definition of that?
So for me, a definition of a healthy life, I believe, is a good balance of several different foundations to help you. I think if you...
Like the Clinton Foundation? No?
Not the Clinton Foundation.
No, that's not? Okay.
No, not that. But no, like we talked about in the beginning of this podcast, where you are physically healthy. So I feel like if I can at least exercise like 30 minutes every day, whether that be a walk or a jog or lifting weights, I feel like I'm physically healthy. Like I can lift weights, I can walk, I can function, do my daily things. Mentally healthy. So I feel like less stress. just feel good mentally. Spiritually.
I heard you telling someone the other day how like jogging for you is almost like meditation, and it gets your mind right and stuff like that. Or
It
going
does.
for these runs.
Yes.
So like,
yeah. I know I'm crazy, but it does.
So your physical bleeds over into your mental health a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For you, at least.
Yeah, it does. Like I love running. It's such a good way to de-stress. I go out, even if it's just a light jog, I go out on a run. It really just clears my head. It lets me kind of think about the things I need to do for that day. What do I need to get done? What do I need to work on and improve? And it also helps spiritually, like, with my spiritual relationship with God. I think that's like super important to be spiritually healthy. I think financial health and wellness is really good too. I think having like a budget and I know you're bored with this.
No.
On the financial talk.
I'm agreeing. Like, people underestimate the impact of, financial stress on their lives. And, it's the number 2 cause of divorce, which the number 1 cause of divorce is marriage. But number 2,
wow,
was good, folks.
right behind that, in a close second, is probably financial stress.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So
a lot of couples fight about money.
It affects your health and mental illness and everything else. But no, so I wasn't bored. I was just thinking of how important it is.
I think all of those together just really help build the foundation of what it means to be healthy. I don't think, if you just eat, yes, you need to eat really good food and really whole, good quality organic food. Eat your veggies, eat a good, well-balanced diet, but also moving and getting exercise, taking care of your mental health, your finances, all those together are going to make you, feel and be healthy. So I think those are all important in a healthy lifestyle.
One thing that I've always been impressed by you, and you've been like this since I met you, is you were just highly motivated. You're like, I am very laid back, borderline lazy. Okay, I'm just not borderline. I'm very lazy. Like my natural state is relaxing. Like, whereas you're like go, and I have to, even when you're on vacation or if you're sick or something, I have to force you to relax sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think we balance each other out that way, and that's good. But what keeps you so motivated? Like, what do you think it is about you that keeps you so motivated?
I've been through a lot of hard times in my life, and I don't say like, my life was just so hard and it's harder than other people's lives. And I guess I've seen or heard stories about other family members that are close to me going through like really hard times in their life, whether that be financially or emotionally. Like I have a really close family member of mine who was homeless for a couple days. And starting out, with us, we were very young, married, I was pregnant with Elise, going through college, living off of Medicaid, and we were on WIC. So when you're, having those, financial problems, and then also, in high school, I dealt with some depression. When you go through that, you're like, man, I don't want to ever be in that spot again. And so for me, I'm like, I'm going to fight, and I don't ever want to be there again. So I think that's one thing that makes me fight, like makes me a fighter and makes me a planner, because I'm like, it wasn't a fun part of my life. So I don't ever want to be there again. And so, that's pretty deep, but
I think
it's
it was
honest.
a fun part of my life, being being broke with you. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Aw,
But I would
thank
do it
you,
again
babe.
with you.
Thank you. The nice thing about being broke and having kids is like, you do everything for free. Like you go to the park, you take your kids to the park, you're not expected to spend money on some like gender reveal party because you have no money. So I don't know. That's the nice thing about being poor. But that's something like what motivates me to be me, who I am today, I think, for the past. So, but I wouldn't change it any other way. So,
yeah. I mean, being broke does, free you up a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like, well, yeah, I guess I'm not doing anything today because I don't have any money. I guess a wise man once said, "Mo money, mo problems."
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then another wise man said, "I got 99." Never mind. So, what would you say are some key ways, some nuggets of wisdom for our listeners, how they can incorporate small changes in their life in their daily routines to amplify their health? I mean, I know you already mentioned some, but if you've got any more, like just a few key ones that really helped change your life, that might be beneficial for them as well.
Yeah. So with me, a routine is big, and it doesn't matter how your routine is. I think you just need to have something, and there's different times in your life where I'm just deathly sick right now. I just had a baby, maybe give yourself some slack there. But I think waking up every morning, and it doesn't matter if you wake up at 6 a.m. because you're a morning person, or you have to wake up at noon or 1 p.m. because you work night shift. I think having a routine and setting it is key. I think waking up, having some sort of planner, whether it be like a paper planner or a digital, just to see like what your day looks like, sitting down, saying a prayer, meditating, connecting with your spiritual side, and then move, like go on a walk, exercise every day. I think that will set you up for success.
Get your dopamine flowing.
Flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even, so simple as just waking up and making your bed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
First goal accomplished right
Yep.
there.
Success right off the bat. Yep. I like it. I need to be better about making my bed.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I hear that one all the time,
My
and I'm like,
soulmate who works night shift needs to make the bed.
Exactly. I think it's Jordan Peterson who talks about that sometimes, about making your bed, and just doing that every day and establishing that as a habit, and then it just becomes a lifestyle, and then it shows that you've conquered something already right out of bed. And I think that's cool. I don't always do it, but when I think about it, I do it. So that's, and then, make a cup of coffee after that.
Yep.
So
get you going. More ways than one.
Wow.
I did mention dopamine, but have you seen everyone jumping on this ice bath thing for the dopamine levels and everything?
Oh my gosh.
I think we should do that for the end of this episode. We should film us all jumping in the pool. It's probably going to be 30 degrees. Not today.
Maybe
I'm not saying
you
today.
can jump in and we'll film you.
No, I think all three of us should jump in. I think
we have recorded footage of her doing that.
No, all three of us need to do it, and then
I've already done it.
Report back next week on whether or not the dopamine levels, whether it was noticeable for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Are y'all both chickening out? Neither one of y'all are going to do it?
If the hot tub's on, then
yeah, the hot tub would be on. Come on,
I'll do it.
Maybe.
Come on,
It'll be fun.
Good footage.
Yeah, it would be.
It would be good footage.
I'm just trying to get you to take your shirt off, Nathan.
You know what? About a year and a half ago, it would have been something to look at. But ever since the pandemic, I just stopped working out.
Oh, blaming the pandemic for something else.
Yeah,
All right, since this episode is more about you and Lone Star, and I guess we're probably wrapping this up, why don't you tell us a little bit how cannabis works into that daily routine you're talking about? And
yeah, definitely. So I take CBD isolate usually, sometimes broad spectrum. Like I said, for me as a nurse, I get randomly drug tested, so I have to be really careful not to take a full spectrum product. So I kind of stick more towards the isolates and the broad spectrums. But I take our tincture, actually. I love our blueberry tincture in the morning and in the evening. So I'll usually wake up, brush my teeth, I'll put a couple drops under my tongue, and then, like I said, I'm usually getting up, kind of looking at my planner for the day, and then also about to go either on a jog or go to the gym. And so I really like our muscle cream too. It works really good. I put it on topically on my foot to get that loose and going and everything. And then sometimes on my back and my neck, being a nurse and lifting patients and in all the awkward positions that nurses are in on a daily
Awkward positions, huh? Nurses.
I didn't
Hello,
know
nurse.
Hello, nurse. Well,
Speaking of never mind. That's for another podcast.
well, I am a transport nurse on a helicopter, so we have to wear NVGs and a helmet, which is very heavy and can put some strain on your neck and your back. So that's where our muscle rub comes in. I love it. I love it for that. And so that's kind of how I incorporate CBD into my daily routine. During tax season and Christmas, I'm usually taking a little extra CBD for that stress, but I'm mainly taking CBD for the pain and inflammation. So, and if my husband acts up.
When we first started learning about CBD, it was mainly for relaxation and pain relief and stuff like that. But I like our energy products too. I mean, CBD pairs well with, energy products and vitamin B12 and caffeine and stuff. So that's what I like to take.
Yep.
Like our Lazarus Naturals gummies, energy gummies. Those are so good. They taste so good. Love
maybe
them.
a little too good.
Maybe a little too good. Yeah. And that's a isolate in them.
It is.
It is an isolate, so that's nice. So I can take it. So.
And lastly, I think everyone should answer this question, but if you could meet one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
So I'm going to be a nerd here and say that I would want to meet my great-great-grandparents that traveled over from Norway to the United States and just kind of see how that whole environment was. I know that's weird. It's kind of weird.
I was just thinking they'd be like, she's a witch, burn her.
Maybe. Probably.
Wait a minute. You say you can read?
Burn her at the stake. No, I think it would be really cool. I think that a lot of immigrants back then just, had so many sacrifices they had to make to come over here.
Human and otherwise.
Yeah.
No. But they came over from Norway to Nebraska, and it'd be really cool. Really cool to meet them.
Of all the places you could go when leaving picturesque Norway, you choose Nebraska?
Yeah. And they got there and they're like, shit.
Well,
there's corn.
There's corn. There's lots of corn. Yep.
What about you?
I asked you first.
Who would you meet, Josh?
He's gonna say Burt Reynolds.
What was his character on SNL?
Turd Ferguson.
That was hilarious.
Ooh, must be Burt Reynolds or somebody.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people I'd like to meet. I'll stick to someone living, though.
Dun 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 dun.
I don't know.
You having a brain fart, honey?
I can't think of anybody.
Nathan.
Sounds like he needs something with focus.
Yeah.
To help him.
Something with focus.
For me, this is going to be just a rando answer. But probably C.S. Lewis.
That's a good one.
Big fan of his.
Oh, yeah.
Read most of what he's written. And I connect with that kind of writing. He was so smart that it was almost pretentious. And I kind of like that vibe.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Let's see. I'm just gonna say Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
I would love to meet Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
he lives in Texas now, right?
He
In
lives
Austin?
and he's a UT fan. And he interacts with a lot of people around Austin and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe
I
we
don't
can
know,
get him on our show.
He'd be super interesting to talk to.
He would.
Yeah.
He would be super. I loved his last book he wrote. Oh my gosh,
Greenlight?
Greenlight. It's a great book.
Can you do an impression, Josh?
Not really. No.
I know you probably can a little bit like, hey, I don't know. I can't do impressions. I don't do
That's what I
impressions.
love
You
about-
can do impressions
No, I
sometimes.
know. You know what
Girls.
you know what I do impressions of? I do impressions of Midwestern women.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I do that. You can't park the car there. You got to move it around the corner. Oh yeah, hun, let's go. So that's what I do.
I love it.
That's
I
about
should
it.
take you to my next family reunion.
Oh my
Nathan.
gosh, I'd love it. I hope
just-
there's mashed potatoes.
I think that's a good place to wrap up this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Before
you.
we start down poorly thought out impersonations.
Yes, definitely.
But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you next week.